And we are live. Hello, everyone. Happy to see you for this Friday morning for me, maybe Friday afternoon for you. But anyway, we're gonna have this new members presentation. For those who don't know what it is, it's the time we actually invite our members, the companies who just joined the BGA, and we want to know more about who they are, what they do. So it's gonna be a 1 hour of talk, but presentation about themselves as well. So without any further ado, I would love to welcome. He did a very cool demo there of the game last week for Angry Dynamite Labs. So please check out the video we did last week. But now it's time to introduce a little bit better, more, not better, more the team and everything around. So Oliver, pleasure to have you again for today, and the stage is yours.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Ollie or Revo as I go with my Web3 handle tag or whatever. Um, I'm the co-founder and CEO of Voya Games, which are the creators of Angry Dynamite's Lab. A few words to myself and the team. Before starting Voya Games, I was already building another games company called Colibri Games. We started in 2016 out of college, developed out of passion some games, but we always had the vision to make something big out of it. And luckily, we found one game genre, the idle games genre on mobile free to play, that worked out pretty well for us. So we created Idle Miner Tycoon, which to date has more than 250 million downloads. And we were so lucky that we got a lot of these downloads organically, so we could scale up the whole team and company out of the success of the first game. Uh, in the meantime, we then developed also more games, and we did an exit then in 2020 to Ubisoft. Stayed there for a little bit longer, and then we as founders left. We started doing investments together. We support more than 30 startups in Web 2, Web 3. Basically, we don't have a really like a focus, so we invest in what we like. But it wasn't super time filling, so I was looking into what is else going on, and Web3 and blockchain definitely piqued my interest. It was also the time in 21 when there was the big hype around Axie Infinity and play to earn. So yeah, I looked around a lot, but for me, the games were all very cool and interesting from like the technology side of things and how they approached new game mechanics, but they weren't all not really sticky or fun enough. And that's where I thought it was the bigger opportunity. The gaming market is a 200 billion market. So people spend 200 billion a year just for having fun. They don't get anything else for that. And I think that's where we should bring or get blockchain games into as well, like kind of create these fun games in order to onboard many of these awesome players from Web 2. And that's how I started Angry Dynamite's Lab. We basically have the vision to yeah, work on the game economy side of things. So like very much focus on creating a very deep and realistic game economy. Because what we believe is that the game economy is basically the heartbeat of the games. The games fall and rise with how well the economy is designed. And you can see like a small yeah, chart showing like the rise and fall of game economies, and small example of Axie Infinity, which I still think did a very good job. In general, they were one of the first ones onboarding that many players to Web3. But of course, as they were so new, they also had to do a lot of learnings as well. Um, so I think game economies in general have a lot of limitations and challenges. So in the Web2 world, we have like more like a little bit like in the free to play model, the pay to win model as integrated. It's a lot like very isolated. Every game has their own economies. There's no interconnectivity, and it's very much controlled by the developers themselves. Then we kind of went more into this Web 2.5 world with play to earn, where you can now kind of own the asset. Players can transfer them out and they can trade and they can bring them in and out. But it's still having the issues around especially sustainability. And then in the Web3 world, where like we kind of go fully on chain, there's a lot of interoperability and ownership, and games are fully connected and exchanging assets and so on and so forth. That's still not proven. There's no like really big examples of how this works and so on and so forth. So we got inspired a lot about the real world or from the real world economy. There's a lot of things that work out in the real world economy. Obviously, it made us as humans very prosperous and also interconnected around the globe. And we can apply now with Web3 a lot of these principles directly to a digital economy. And some examples are that like you have ownership by law in the real world economy. Basically, if you own a house, there are contracts and stuff like this, which really shows that you're owning this. Now in the digital economy, and we can do this with cryptography. There's scarcity of resources in the real world. There's just a limited amount of gold. We can define this now with code as well in the digital economy. It's not owned by a single entity, the real world economy. It's a big web of a lot of different participants. Same thing can be applied with the decentralization in the digital economy. And we have the traditional finance, and we have a very rich and mature decentralized finance called DeFi in Web3 now, which we can also utilize. And that's what we want to do with our very first game, where we already implemented some of these real world principles into our game. We started out by building a story around the game. And basically the whole story is that an asteroid is crashing into the Earth, wiping out the human race, but then a new species is spawned, and they will now rule the planet. But this planet is very like destroyed. Everything is kind of on the grounds, and now these dinos need to rebuild the world, and that's where they need your help. So you can assist them gathering resources, building out buildings and objects and factories to produce many different resources. For that, we started to also do 2 NFT sales. We did them in 2022. They are the Fire Dino NFTs, which are 500 in supply, and the Water Dinos as well, which is a little bit bigger collection with 1.5K. Both sold out, although it was more or less like a bear market in 22, sold out in a few minutes. And still the floor prices are on a good level, showing the loyalty of our community. So what are we actually want to do with Angry Dynamites Lab? So these are some of the core principles on what we want to focus on with the game. It's first to get a fun game. I talked about this earlier. I think that's just like the cornerstone or the foundation to build everything on top of. Then we want to focus on economies, as we already seen. And I think both of these things will enable us to take user-generated content to a new level, like having a good, rich economy where everyone can plug in. This will help to create this user-generated content, but also help other game developers bootstrapping their economies. So one or two more things I didn't talk about yet is like, one more thing I also think is super important is that we're not just creating fun games, but fun games for everyone. And what I mean here is like that it should also be accessible for every kind of player. So not just the Web3 communities, which are already very proficient with like setting up wallets, doing transactions, trading, and so on and so forth, but also like kind of target the player audience, which didn't have any touch points so far with Web3. And therefore we kind of make the game as accessible as possible. You don't need an NFT, you don't need assets. You can just basically download or go on our website, start the game, you'd be in there. You don't need to, you don't even need to create an account. And then we slowly introduce you to all the blockchain capabilities and how you can kind of set up a wallet and so on and so forth. So we did a soft launch in December of the game. You can kind of see a little bit how it looks like. We got around 6,000 MAU. We have a very rich token economy, which is not just launched 1 or 2 tokens, but we launched 20 plus tokens. So basically we have a lot of resources, as you can see on the top bar here. And these resources are all tokens on the blockchain itself. And these tokens are all tradable. You can see it on the other screen that they have integrated a marketplace where you can trade them. So every trade is actually a transaction on chain that we will execute for you. And this kind of creates this rich market environment based on supply and demand. We are live on iOS, Android, and web. So iOS, Android is only available in a few countries, but the web version is available for everyone. We can share the links later on. I also show, I'm not sure if you can see it. I think I need to switch. Can showcase a quick video as well, so you can get an idea of how it looks like.
Yeah, it is working fine.
Okay, perfect. All right, let's go back. Yeah, so that's just like here a small summary of what we did. We did it in 22, did NFT mints, experimented a lot in the beginning of 23 with all the blockchain stuff. And then in November, we actually established the Voya Games brand and started the development of Craft World, which you've just seen. So we wanted to get this out as fast as possible to get feedback. And in the end of December, we launched the Craft World. But what's more interesting is like that we want to go fully live in Q2 this year. So far, we are only live on a testnet. It's only available in certain countries, at least the app versions. And then basically do a global launch. One more thing I didn't talk about is like that we want to integrate tokens from other projects as well. Could be other NFT projects, could be other gaming projects. Here, our idea is that we have like a few base resources that we deploy, but we can also introduce more resources from other projects in order to create this kind of full web of economy. And so far, our economy is not fully on chain because we first want to kind of identify like how everything works on like a kind of hybrid structure because we are faster to iterate. And once we've proved this, we want to put everything fully on chain in order to have more people and developers being onboarded in the community itself to basically further establish this and let it grow. So that's what for us. Let's make it real. I want to make digital economies with you guys and the whole community in Web3. Let me know if you have feedback questions. You can join our Discord's Twitter, and you will get a lot of help and information there as well. So we are always available for you guys. And thanks again for BGA letting us showcase ourselves as well as our game, and looking forward to be part of this great alliance.
Thanks a lot, Oliver. Obviously, I will share the link of the game as well. And that's very interesting. I'm very interested with the game also just by the fact that you have so many tokens. Like you make the decision to, which makes a lot of sense, to put a lot of liquidity based on each one of the resources you have to make it a token. That's not something you see for every game to try to rely on one or two tokens. So I see that as a wonderful opportunity to see what's happening in the game, because obviously in terms of players experience, that's very cool to see how liquid you make the game based on what kind of resources each one of the players need to go for. So that's very cool to see that. Thanks again, Oliver, for the presentation.
Thanks as well.
Yeshu, very good to have you from Tunzak. If you are ready, the stage is yours.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, nice to join BGA, and yeah, thank you for having me. Just sharing my screen.
Yeah.
So, about me, I'm one of the co-founder and CTO in Transact. My background is I'm four-time founder since last 13 years, building my own companies and into crypto, Web3, solving the onboarding problem since 2016 now. My previous company got acquired, crypto trading desk, and we started Transact 4 years back, and now we are like team of like 90 plus team members, solving the whole onboarding problem for Web3 games, wallets, exchanges, and mainly like on ramping, off ramping, NFT. So yeah, that's the small history and about me. So let me tell you like the problem we are trying to solve here in Transact. So we are making Web3 game accessible. Basically, we are seeing like many games are coming and they are adding the token economics, or NFT use cases in the game, and there is like a big problem in onboarding. Basically, Web2 users, if you ask them learn about gas fees, gas price, or tokens, NFTs, like very new terminologies, and we are here solving those problems, solving that onboarding problem, and make sure they're having like Web2 experience. So how we do this? Currently, this is the current onboarding journey for any Web2 game player to any Web3 game, like that way. It's very learning curve, lots of learning curve, and there are many drop off also in the conversion rate. And so we are making it straightforward, the whole onboarding problem. So we are an infrastructure provider, enabling games to make it very seamless onboarding flow to their games. The problem is, let's take an example of a Web3 game. Let's say you ask them to visit our browser app. Like they let's say they play a game in the browser or mobile app. They download it. Then you ask them to create a wallet. Like they use MetaMask. They learn a lot of time learning about wherever you can see there's a red error here, meaning this is the time where they are spending lots of time. There's a big learning curve there. They spend time in creating a wallet. They leave your app, buy crypto in that wallet, set up a exchange account, buy the from exchanges, and transfer it, let's say USDC or whatever the tokens you are having. Then you ask them, hey, like you also need to do swapping, bridging, hopping, and all of that. And it's like crazy experience for the newcomers. And then they also learn, okay, I also need a gas token. Then you ask them, okay, like buy Matic, buy Ethereum, or buy whatever, the gas token. And all of this whole steps makes them feel like, okay, like I'm not playing a game. Looks like it's a big learning curve for them, right? And that's what games also struggle somewhere on board lots of game users in the game. So we built Transact back in 2020, launched it, and we built all of this infrastructure where user come to your game, they definitely still they create a wallet, link the wallet, but here instead of you ask them go to the exchanges, they directly buy the crypto from that app from your game itself, right? So like we take care of all the compliance, KYC and everything, chargebacks and everything, and your users buy crypto directly from your app without leaving your platform. They buy using the local payments as like card payments, bank transfer. They buy your native token, not just let's say USDC or ETH. They buy the native token, meaning like you're not which reduces a step of big learning curve, and all of that. So we build this whole infrastructure by having the account and working with many liquidity providers, exchanges. We have more than 10 plus exchanges and liquidity providers, having a licenses and fiat coverage more than 160 plus countries and more than 20 local pay methods around the world. And we also provide we also do the whole KYC of the user. If the user is less than let's say $200, then we just do a light KYC where user don't go in the heavy KYC flow. Even if you ask them to open exchange account, it will take like days for approval, and is like a big drop off there. So from start to finish, even we see that user complete the whole journey buying the token within like few minutes, 1 or 2 minutes with us. Rather, if you send to the exchange and buy the crypto, it takes like 1 day or maybe more than that. So this is the thing which we created, and we created one more step which is like called transact one. So earlier it was 17 step, the whole onboarding flow. Then we reduced it to 12 steps, and now with the new product line we have like 5 steps. So we also we take care of the gas fees. So user can directly on ramp to your smart contract there, we deduct the gas fees from the users from the users fiat money. So this is a product we created in back in 2022. So yeah, this is a different product line we created, and wanted to show you like guys what's the gaming stack we are having here. So currently Transact is trusted by top gaming infrastructure which is immutable. We are also very closely working with Animoca, having most of the games working with us, Sprinterland, Zrun. And what we provide is the whole payment stack, like is basically like on ramping, buying your native token, buying NFTs, buying supporting your the token. Let's say your token is in, let's say, in sidechain or maybe in app chain. We also list your your token natively so that users doesn't go in multiple flow. So example let's say you have a token, okay. So we have a partner called Zrun, and Zrun having their own token, plus also they want users to buy cryptocurrency. So generally partners integrate buy button like this. When we click here, like Transact opens like this and users directly buy the cryptocurrency using their local payment methods or whatever the bank transfer. So this is like on ramping, right? Like same way users can do off ramp as well. Like they can sell their crypto and they can get the money directly in their cards. We support 160 plus countries also with off ramp as well. Then we have partners who are also using us for NFT checkout, like Decentraland users, immutable users there. So users can directly buy NFT from cards like Apple Pay, Google Pay as well, right? Like supporting all of this 150 plus countries. So we build this gaming stack where on ramping, off ramping, NFT checkout. Also recently we built this NFT checkout, and the main benefit of using our NFT checkout is we support multiple NFT purchase using a single transaction. That's the most requested feature we got from the industry. And also users can buy NFT in less than $0.01 as well. So up to like 75K worth of transaction. And we take care of whole chargeback liability. Like we take care of all the risk, and you just build your awesome game, and we take care of all the compliance and everything else. So yeah, like this way we have this fiat to smart contract. Let's say you have a smart contract where actually is not sending neither NFT or neither a token to the user, but it's just like having a like maybe in smart contract you are just keeping a record of that purchase. So if that's the use case, that you can even use our fiat our transact one product, which is like we send directly the token cryptocurrency to your smart contract, and we pay the gas fees on behalf of the user. So that user doesn't need to click on allowance transaction when they're making the purchase. So so yeah, like we have a 95% plus conversion rate with NFT checkout, supporting the local payment methods, card payments, and yeah, like having a very wide amount of limits, and almost uh, currently NFT checkout and is available in almost all the EVM chains. But on ramp and off ramp is we are supporting more than like 20 to 30 blockchains, and almost wide amount of support we have there. um yeah, and any, let's say you are also worried about like how we can make the like wallet flow seamless, like so we our solution is also compatible with some providers like Web3 Auth, Magic, Bioeconomy, where you can have a Google based login, and under the hood you're creating a wallet, and user doesn't need to learn about like even the complex of creating a wallet, having a passphrase and all of that. And so yeah, like we almost there in all the countries, trusted by big brands. Like, so MetaMask is our, like we are the first on ramp in MetaMask. Like we are there in last almost three and a half years, and we are working with almost all the wallets out there, like many games out there. So yeah, like that's the gaming stack we're having. They are some of the gaming related partners who are already using us. And like so we have like SDK plus API solution, where any developers can use us in just like integrated as a SDK, and in a in a day or 2 days they can go live with us. Like it's very self serve. And we also have very much white label solution as well. We can skip many screens, and user will just see the payment screen, and that's all. So a lot of customization option there. And yeah, like the last part is we take care of all the chargeback compliance and everything. So if you're worried about like I don't have license, I don't have this, so like we take care of all the liabilities of chargeback, licenses, and compliance point of view. So so yeah, like as this BGA, like we just joined this for BGA group, so we want to also offer like everyone that anyone coming to us like and working with us, we're gonna give like 10% discount on the on ramp fees, and have a custom pricing like ready to and also like whatever best we can do support our BGA family. We like to work together. So yeah, that's me, Yeshu. Any questions, love to welcome.
Thanks a lot, Yeshu. Like, I'm so happy to have you as members of the BGA based on the trusted partners you have, and we actually just we're gonna have them for new members presentation and demo day, but we just have Crab Bites, one of the first game companies you had as well. You're helping as well. Will be joining the BGA very soon, so we're super exciting about that. But also super exciting to work with you and your team in terms of education. Like you're explaining the whole customer journey of getting into Web3, and there is a need to explain that to the game companies as well, as you said. And it will be great to work on that with you through a lot of different education materials on that. We already have ideas. I will let you know for sure.
Yeah, yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks. Nice,
Thank you,
thanks.
Yeshu. Bastian, good to have you. Would love to have you on stage as well and introduce it and Discovery.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for the introduction. It was also awesome to hear these previous talks. It's very cool to be part of this journey of the Blockchain Gaming Alliance and see how aligned the visions are across Web3 gaming. It's really beautiful to see where the industry has gone over the last couple of years. My name is Bastian Vroekel. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Eden, also of Xpunks, a 10K collectible NFT series on the XRPL. and on XRP, which is an NFT marketplace for the XRPL, and soon also for Corium, a Cosmos-based blockchain. We have been building a first-person shooter, survival extraction shooter for the XRPL, but also for soon Solana for the past 1.5 years. And the game is called Eden Discovery. Eden is a subsidiary of Xpunks, and it is built with the help of our lovely partners at CXR Agency, who are our development partners. The setting is a post-apocalyptic setting, and the game sets at the end of the century, approximately 50 years after humanity has destroyed itself. The idea is that an apocalyptic event has happened. All of humanity has perished, except for a couple of settlers who have flown up into space, who had the foresight to build an ark to sit out the nuclear disaster in space. And an unforeseen circumstance forces the settlers to go back to Earth and to resettle a still barren wasteland. Huddled up in the spaceship is the crew who are waiting out the disaster, and you take on the role of a settler clone that has been issued by the Eden Doctrine in order to scavenge the wastelands and build the new hope for civilization, Eden, the lost city. The game mode is a combination between a metaverse, an MMORPG, and an extraction shooter. What we have seen with many extraction shooters, such as Escape from Tarkov or Hunt Showdown, is you load into a main menu, you boot up your loadout, you prepare, and then you enter your actual gameplay experience. And then when your gameplay cycle is done, you go back into your main menu again. We wanted to add to that an MMORPG and metaverse experience where when you're not in your extraction cycle, you are in the Eden City, a large social area consisted of many, many domes where you can trade, socialize, craft, and really give your user that full experience A to Z. You're never in the main menu, you're always somewhere. This concept art also gives you a clear image of what it looks like to live in one of these domes. As you see, they're filled with houses. These are real estates that also give you utility in game. In the metaverse, you can walk up to each other, you can talk with each other, you can form clans, you can do a whole range of economic activities. And we have a whole range of very concrete economic activities that we are allowed to give the gamer that you previously just really weren't able to give your gamer in a Web2 experience. So this is very excited for us. We have drawn a lot of inspiration from both games such as RuneScape, but also games such as EVE Online, when it comes to modeling the game economy to something that can become very complex. And we want your experience as the gamer when you are participating in the economy not to consist out of predetermined gameplay loops, but we want to give you a whole lot of freedom. We want there to be a lot of emergent gameplay when it comes to how the economy functions in the Eden City. The Eden City consists out of these uniquely generated pieces of real estate. They give you a bunch of utility. You can upgrade them with modules. These modules, they give you more crafting capabilities. They give you more trading capabilities, also more storage. Storage is often a very sought after commodity in extraction shooters. And you will also be able to, for example, rent out your storage to other players who do not own a piece of real estate. You will also be able to rent out your entire piece of real estate. You will also be able to merge them together to form clan locations, guild locations, etc. And we want to go a step further eventually that you can also customize land plots completely for very specific and emergent economic activities. Then there's the wasteland. When you are set and ready and you have selected your loadout and you are ready for a thrill, you will be able to go into the wasteland. The wasteland is a very relentless open desert where you as the gamer drop in and you have a certain amount of time to find your exit. And what you do between spawning in and extracting is completely up to you. The Wasteland features beautiful locations such as this massive ship. We worked a lot on backstory. We find it very important that there is a compelling environment and that you as the gamer are also drawn into questions such as, hey, why is this here? Who put this here on the wall? And we want to tell this story to you, to entice you to go back into the Wasteland and see like, hey, what is actually going on there? What is there to find here? In the game, in the Wasteland itself, you are experiencing a PvPvE experience. So you can fight against other players. You can fight against drones. And you can also team up. So there's a 5vox enabled in the game, so proximity chat. You're always able to walk up to people and negotiate your way out of sticky situations. But obviously, there's always a trust factor that you have to consider. Let's see, and yeah, what we think makes this game, I think, more thrilling than your average extraction shooter is that all the guns in the game and multiple other items are NFTs as well. So you trade, you craft your items in Eden, you equip them, and you enter the Wasteland. You can insure items, such as you often see in extraction shooters. But if you die without insuring your items, you will lose those items, and other players can pick them up as well. Furthermore, let's see. Oh, no, we'll get to the gun slide in a sec. So the game does feature PvE. We have a collection of really cool refurbished drones. There's also a large backstory about these drones and where they come from. And in future game modes, we will also introduce more types of NPCs. Then we have the NFTs. There's a selection of guns that we have introduced in the game, and all the guns are configurable. So that makes every gun has up to 15 million unique combinations possible. So think about other attachment barrels, stocks. You can really go very deep in this, and we will also here and there do some limited drops, so special skins, etc. That we either drop to, for example, Xbox holders, or that we do for limited time-bound events, etc. And these items will really be one of the backbones of the Eden economy. The game is a Unity game. That's easy anti-cheat, 5vox proximity chat. At the moment the XRP ledger is enabled, the game has also been built with a generous grant from Ripple in order to build more utility for the XRPL. The game is built completely off-chain, so we use a deposit and withdrawal system when it comes to the NFTs. So your gun either exists on the blockchain or in the game, never had two places at the same time. This allows us multiple things. One, we can give a gamer that isn't necessarily interested in the blockchain experience a completely Web2 experience, full Web2 experience. You can play the game pretty much A to Z without ever having the idea or having the necessity to engage with the blockchain aspects of the game. But if you want it, it's there, and it does give you a whole range of extra thrill, especially when it comes to the value of some of these items. It also allows us to give the gamer an a la carte experience when it comes to which blockchain they want to use. So currently we have already done a distribution for real estate on the XRPL, and we are capable to also do one on Solana, for example, or Ethereum. And with these items and with these guns as well, is when you as the gamer decides to withdraw your gun onto the blockchain, we give you an option as to which blockchain you want to use for that. And eventually, I think we will see gamers build a preference when we see the game, the industry evolve more and mature more, and then we can start looking at deeper specialization. The current state of Eden Discovery is that the product is pretty much built. We're ramping up for an alpha rollout, and we're going to do this in a modular fashion. Both because we really want to do very specific testing. So we're going to do a combat alpha first, a social alpha, and an economic alpha. And we're also doing this for marketing purposes to have a long cycle of engagement with our community. And with every alpha slice, we can do new marketing activities and grow up the user base. In the combat alpha, we'll go very straightforward for first just deathmatch matches. First, just one instance, 20 players. Then we're going to do a couple of instances at the same time, up to 100 players, and then we're gonna open the floodgates. Social alpha, same story. We are going to test everything from proximity chat to forming guilds, trading, socializing, etc. Finding your way in Eden is also a big one because it is a big city. And then the economic alpha, everything that has to do with crafting, but also with using the module slots in your real estate are going to be very important. And that is the last slide of Eden the game. We are super excited to be building out this future blockchain. We were very astonished when we saw all the members, or how many amazing members there are for the Blockchain Gaming Alliance, and we are also very, very open to work together with as many people as we can. We really wanna build the future of gaming, and we believe that Web3 is it. So anyone who is open to see more of the game, who already want to have a sneak peek of what the game looks like, feel free to reach out, and we'll always be more than happy to book a call.
Thanks a lot, Bastian. And beyond your ability to partner with members, will be so cool to also contribute on our side for that. Not only when you have time, obviously, to show the combat alpha, the social and the economic alpha for our demo day, something we do in a bi-monthly basis. Would be lovely to see that and to see you demo that once this is the time. And secondly, it'd be so wonderful to capitalize on your expertise to work with XRP as an integrated blockchain, because that's the first time I saw that on my side, and I think it would be useful for everyone to understand your feedback about your experience, even if obviously you wanted to make it a la carte, as you said, with any blockchain. But I feel it's very interesting to see your relationship with the XRP for this specific option. So thanks a lot, Bastian. Thanks a lot for the presentation.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, the three of you. Thanks for all the speakers today to introduce the different activities, to introducing themselves as well, was lovely. And for next week, we're not going to have any live stream because we're going to be at PGC, Pocket Gamer Connect in London. We're going to have a side events with panels, with pitch sessions, and a good time to network with blockchain gaming enthusiasts and BGA members. So no live for next week, but we're going to be back the following week for a demo day as well. So thanks a lot, you guys, for your contribution to this new members presentation. I wish you a very good end of the day, and I would say weekend for the three of you. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.